Hey, what's going on, guys? This is TaibaHouseOfKicks.com, and today I want to talk about the Jordan 1 High OG Volt Gold. It's scheduled to release on the 9th of January, and it's going to cost about $170 before tax. So it's going to be available in men's and kids sizes as well. Now, the shoe features a white leather upper with black and mustard yellow leather overlays. And more details will include a volt on the heel strap, a translucent tag sewn backwards on the tongue, and an off-white sole that completes the look. So this morning, what I'm going to do is I'm going to tell you, I'm going to try to figure out how many sizes and how many pairs were made, and we're also going to talk about resale and where to buy the shoe. So what I do is I'm going to jump into my presentation and we're going to get into that. All right. So the very first step we want to take is we want to know who's getting the shoe, and that's pretty much standard. So we're gonna go to the majors retailers and the minor chains. So Foot Action, Foot Locker, Champs. It's gonna be available in stores and online, and eBay online only. Finish Line, you have JD Sports, Hibbert, and City Gear. Then you have the smaller chains. So the smaller chain is gonna be Downtown Locker Room, Shoe City, Chic Shoes, Jimmy Jazz, Shoe Palace, Snipes. So they're a lot more boutiques. So we're gonna disregard this for now. But then the next step we're gonna take is we're gonna figure out our assumptions, and the assumptions are pretty straightforward. We're going to see Foot Locker, Foot Action, and Champs are going to get about 40% of the total production, and everybody else is going to get 40%, and Nike is going to get the other 20%. So it's going to be 40 plus 40 and plus 20. That is up to pretty much your 100%. All right. So the next step we're going to take is this. We are going to pretty much see that Foot Locker is going to get about 1/3 of the entire production, because what I did was I went on the Foot Locker app and I looked at it and I put in my my zip code, and pretty much nobody's getting it in Maryland. It's like pretty scarce. So it's 1/3 of the Foot Locker and Foot Action and Champs. So this shoe is going to be kind of limited. So if I do that assumption, I'm up to like 334 Foot Locker stores. That's like a House of Hoops included, 92 Foot Actions, and then 183 Champs. So pretty much most House of Hoops will get the shoes. So let's just make sure that is like set at the outset. Now for the House of Hoops, I'm gonna give them like 48 pairs. For Foot Locker, we're gonna give them 18. For Foot Action and Champs, we're gonna give them 12. And then the online allocation is gonna be like 2/3 of the total the physicals are getting. And for Foot Action, we're gonna say 1/2. eBay will also get about 1/4 of what Foot Locker, Foot Action, and Champs are getting online. And then the next is just running the numbers. So let's do that next. So for the numbers, let's go ahead and do that. So it's going to be 264 times 18. That's like 2952. And for Foot Action, it's going to be 181 times 12. And for House of Hoops, it's 170 times 48. And I'm not going to repeat all this, but you pretty much see what's going on here. The numbers are like 2952, 8160, 1104, 2196. And then the online allocation is going to be adding all these numbers, multiplied by 2/3, and then for Foot Action we did a half, so that came up to 9424. And for eBay we're going to do 9424 divided by 4, we get 2356. And the total is going to be adding all these numbers together. I came up with 26,192 pairs, and I can stretch this number up to like 30,000 pairs. So I'm going to establish that again. We say that this was like 40% off the USA production. So if you're trying to get the 100%, pretty much you can do 30,000 plus 30,000 plus pretty much 15,000, which is going to give you about 75,000. But what I did was I just said 30,000 times 3, because sometimes it's 1/3. So I'm going to take it up to like 90,000 pairs just to be safe. And so the total production is going to be anywhere between 90,000 and 200,000 based on their assumptions. Now, I have to give you my disclaimer because I don't work for the brands. I don't know what they have. So everything that I do is pretty much based on my assumptions. So take everything that I say with a grain of salt. And the next thing we're going to talk about is resale. But before I talk about resale, I want to show you a couple of things here. So I just wanted to show you that fakes are out. So you want to be careful. So pretty much I give you like the preliminary steps on how to authenticate it. So one of the big giveaway is the height of the shoe. Like most fakes are always like usually shorter in height, and you can see that over here because the gap between the heel strap and the heel liner is like much smaller here. And if you see the back, the heel counter here is like too straight and it's like vertical. There's no leaning to it. And I talk about more flaws, so you want to check it. I'll give you a link in the description. Be sure to check that out. And I have several other authentication articles on the website that you want to check. So I have a bunch of them. So make sure you check that, and it will help you out. So now the thing is this: I might put this one on eBay on YouTube soon, the authentication. I'm so lost this morning, man. Forgive me, guys, because I have so much going on in my head right now. But yeah, I'm gonna have this on. I might have this on YouTube. I just don't have the shoe on hand yet, and a lot of guys get a little bit funky when I put this on because they go, "You don't have the shoe. How can you tell?" I can tell because I've done this for a long time, and I pretty much know what to look for, and I know where to get my pictures from. So yes. Anyway, let's jump back into talking about resale. Resale is a two-step process, okay? The first thing is this: like, if you look at this, we're going to talk about resale versus time. So if you look, it started out pretty good on the 19th of December. For the first 5 days, the shoe was like at like 350, which is self-explanatory. You know that's what's going to happen. People want it; they are burning with desire to like acquire it like early, so they're willing to pay like 350. Now, by the way, this is a breakdown of the resale value per day. Okay, so I take a bunch of sales data, and you crunch it to get how much the shoe went for that day. Now, if you look after December the 23rd, it starts to drop, and it's down to like 330 or 329, and then after that, it's pretty much at like 300 and then 313. We just saw that the shoe is pretty scarce, so I'm thinking that the value is going to be anywhere between $300 and $330 by the time it comes out. And I'm going to read it off my chart to give you more accurate numbers. So give me 1 second. So pretty much it's going to remain in the low 300s until its release date, and might decrease by 5%. But I'm not too sure. But what I'm going to say to you is this: it's going to be anywhere between $300 and $330, depending on the size that you acquired. Now, I'm going to show you a breakdown of the resale by size to give you a better accurate number. So you can pretty much see what the sizes are going for. Like size 7, 300. Now the sizes with the gold markings are the better sizes to get, like 8, 9.5, and then 13 fetched the highest value at 328, 357, and 366. And everything else was pretty much consistent with what we said earlier, which is like anywhere between 300 and a little bit more than 300. Now, size 12 for some reason kind of tanked a little bit, 269, which is kind of like, I'm not sure why that happened, but you can expect this shoe to keep its value at like 300, between 300 and 330. Okay, I'm going to read it off my chart, and I'm going to show you what you can expect as far as like your profit. So again, like smaller sizes, usually they on the ones they have the highest returns. But maybe it's because it's too early, but I can definitely say that the resale value will probably be between like 300 and 330. So you can expect for profit, the shoes like retailing for $182, your profit is going to be anywhere between $90 and $110. And your markup is like anywhere between 50% and 65%. This is a good shoe to get for resale purposes. I'm not sure how I feel about the colorway. I just don't feel like it's just enticing that much. But resale is pretty good on it. It's a limited shoe, so yes, it's going to be limited. And if you want to get it, I have links for you, which I'll show you in a second, where you can get it. So let's say you want to buy now. I have a bunch of links for you here. I have all those retailers. But if you don't want to wait for it and you just want to get it now because you don't want to go through the hassle, then I have some link for you where you can actually buy from me here, and I'm gonna be able to make sure you get it and you get an authentic pair. Okay, so I can do that for you. Or you could just go straight and just click those links right now. All right. Again, thanks for watching. This is Ty from Master Kicks. And by the way, if this has helped you guys out, please like it, share it, and be sure to subscribe to Taibs at .com or houseofkicks.com. Thanks again, and I'm looking forward to talking to you more about any other things that you want to talk about. Thank you, and Happy New Year, by the way.